testimony. Um, I really want to say that I'm really excited about this invitation. Our upcoming president team member, Justus Muhumuza, has been a friend of mine for quite a long period of time. And he made this, invitation for me to come over to Uganda. I hope by the end of the day I'll get some matoke. I don't know whether you call it matoke or it has a different name. You really tell me that. And so this evening, my name is Isaac Ndungu, and by profession, I'm a high school teacher. And 8 years ago, actually 9 years ago, someone told me about this business. And before I forget, I'm also married. I'm married to Purity Ndungu, and between us, we have 3 children. And I really want to appreciate the work that was done by Joseph. Joseph, that was splendid. That was a wonderful, wonderful presentation. And I really want to tell you, thank you very much for that. And on top of that is that, somebody is raising their hand. I hope you are okay. Trina Matsiko. I really don't know how to pronounce exactly that name. I hope you are okay. And if you're not, I'm sure you'll be taken care of by Joseph or my friend Muhumuza. So I was born and brought up in the central part of Kenya, in a place called Thika. Some of you on the call may know Thika. So I was born and brought up there. And as I grew up, I got to be told by my parents to work very hard. In fact, I was told if I worked very hard, I would get a very good job. So I worked very hard, and finally I got a chance to join a public university. Specifically, we call it Moi University. It's along what you call the Kampala Road in Eldoret, so to say, although it is off. And I trained as a teacher, and when I started now the teaching, when I started teaching that, when I got posted to teach, I was I really got very excited that I got a chance to teach as a government employee, and I started working somewhere in another part of Kenya called Meru. You may not know, if you're in Uganda, you may not know much about Meru, but that is why I started teaching. And that is in the eastern part of Kenya. And I was really excited when I was there. I was teaching English and literature. And while I was still in Meru, I actually I married. That is when we got married with Purity. And then I continued teaching in the same institution. In the same institution for other years until I got a transfer to teach in a school near Thika. Thika is my home place. That is where I was born. And while I was teaching there now in Thika, that's when someone told me about this business opportunity. And it really got very exciting. And even as I proceed, I really want to acknowledge that I have some friends of mine from Kenya that have escorted me this evening. When they heard that I'm coming to Uganda, they came over to escort me, and I really want to appreciate each one of you that came along. I think I can see Dr. Catherine Taracha is on the call. I had seen Nerias Duo, friends of mine there. I had seen a friend of mine called Monica Othiambo. She is a colleague teacher like me. In fact, we were trained Wanjiro, and with Wanjiro I can see her, and she has a friend of hers there. Thank you very much. I don't know where Edith is calling from, and of course I have others, Hilda Kajuju, and a number of friends. I can see Marjorie Migare has joined me, and so many other people. I really want to appreciate those that have joined me from Kenya. And I want to say that we have approach to life altogether. It looked a bit weird because as a teacher employed by the government, I was supposed to be satisfied and wait for life, as we put it here in Kenya. But now I said, I want to do a business. I want to do something else. Why did I want to do something extra? Because I realized at the end of the month that though I was being paid well by the government, my salary had so many deductions, so that by the time I was taking my net pay home, it was so little. It was very small. So, and I wanted to really change my way of life. So I said yes to this business. And as I said yes to the business, I joined as a distributor like everybody else. So I came in as a distributor. And I didn't know much about the business. In fact, it was quite a foreign thing. I had not been in business earlier on. So I was only teaching. I was, doing my work as a teacher. So when I now come in and I'm supposed to do a business, it really never clicked well. And just like many people when they join, they are not certain on what to do. But there's something I did that really helped me, and that is training. So I would attend training, and when I went for the training, I was told, this is the way you should go about this business. You should bring in, people that are your friends, that you should work with your friends, that you should give us a referral list, that you should use the product, you should share the product, you should share this opportunity, and you should continue training. I did that. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I really grew. Business changed. Things changed for me. I started finding things that the business, while I started as a distributor, someone told me when you start as a distributor, because distributor is written DST, it simply means don't stay there. So when you start on this business, don't stay where you start. Because when you stay there, what happens is you start realizing there's nothing else you are looking forward to. There isn't really something to look forward to, and you think there is no business. So you never stay where you start. You keep on moving. And I kept on moving, so I left being a distributor and I became what you call a senior manager. Those days, we hardly went through manager. In fact, we actually jumped kind of to senior manager immediately. So I became a senior manager. And how did I become a senior manager? I did not even have money. I personally never had the money to actually do the senior manager step, or rather to buy a few products for me to use. So what we did, we actually borrowed that money. I didn't have the money. Remember that I am working as a teacher with the government. My wife is working as a lecturer, but the money, that's around Kenya shillings, 50,000 Kenya shillings. I may not be able to convert that one very fast in Ugandan shillings, but we didn't have that money. We had to borrow. But what we really wanted to do is to move from where we were. And probably I need to really put this one very clear. Never stay where you are. Are you a senior manager? Don't stay there. Did you join the business the other day? Probably you are a distributor. Don't stay there. As we put it in Kenya, usikae hapo. That one may be a bit foreign to some Ugandan friends. Don't stay there. Take a step ahead. Take the other step. Don't stay where you are. And then if you are a manager, find out how to become a senior manager. Are you a senior manager? If you're a senior manager, find a way of becoming an executive manager. And then if you're an executive manager, don't stay there. Make sure that you go and become a director. Because basically in your life, business starts at director level. If you find somebody leaving this business before they are directors, they probably never understood the whole concept. Chances are somebody never either taught them or they were never guided on the same. So you take that step, you go ahead. And then when you become a director, make sure you make others to become directors. And when you make others to become directors, what you become is you become a world team. And when you're a world team, life changes because you start traveling. And you know what happened? When I started, I got a lot of laughter. Somebody really ridiculed me in the staff room as I taught because and he was telling me, Mwalimu is the name for a teacher. Mwalimu, what is really troubling you? Then I told them, I have joined an international business. Then it happened that my first check was Kenya shillings 1,362. That is an equivalent of like $10. You know, $10, and you're talking about an international business. It did not really agree. You know that you're talking about an international business and you're talking about $10. It wasn't really fun, and it was like, hey, okay. So I was really laughed at, and it looked like there was nothing I had done. It looked like it was a simple business that I was not supposed to engage in, and that I was supposed to have thrown away in the first place. But I moved on. I continued, and there's something I did that I do to date. I talked to so many people about this business. Because my check left 1,000, that is $10, and went to $300 the following month. I was really excited. That was more money than I was being paid as a teacher. The $300. Now you might ask, how much do secondary school teachers get paid in Kenya? The money is good. We get good money up there. But the problem comes when they start doing the deductions. You know, pay as you earn, pay as you eat, pay as you walk around, pay as you marry, you know, pay as you do the other. You have a loan with the SACCO, we have a loan with the bank. And by the time you get the amount down there, we call it net. It was very little. So my second check was higher than my net. It was very exciting. And then guess what? The following month, my check was at 60,000 Kenya shillings, roughly $600. Now that was a lot of money. And you know, I changed. You know, my looking at this business changed. My way of, the way I was perceiving it changed. I felt like I needed to tell everyone about it. And within the next like 9 or so months, I became a world team member. And guess what? I started traveling. That was my very first time to get inside an airplane. It was a real experience. You know, I had taught girls. Apparently, I had only taught in girls' schools. I had taught girls that were already working with airlines. But the teacher that taught them had never seen the inside of an airplane. I was really excited. And I started traveling. I remember our first travel was to South Africa, specifically to Sun City. And then I went to Cape Town. Another time we went to Mauritius. And it's been traveling now and then. And we are now preparing for Europe. But before then, we are actually coming over to Tanzania. We'll be in Tanzania this month. We're actually going to Tanzania this month for a conference. And as I finish on my testimony, that's something else I need to mention. That another thing that really helped me in the growth as a distributor, in your life, in this business, was the events. When you hear the events, whichever level you are in the business, kindly be in that event. Don't you miss. Don't you miss. It will definitely cost you, but don't you miss. Be in that event. Because when you go to the event, you realize, oh, people have seen this business even before me. Because for me now, I'm talking about 9 years. There are people that have been in this business for 20 years, others 30 years, 40 years, and you meet a number of them in these events. So I started now the traveling, and of course now the money. Things really changed. You know, the pressure that was there with my payslip now relaxed. You know, sometimes I was saying somebody, I really need now to work also even on my weight, because I think it can easily increase. You know, I got the element of that I could now get money that I was never expecting. You know, I never thought that would ever come my way, and I'm really excited about this business. So I want to stop at that this evening. I am a man of few words, and I feel like today they are even fewer. But I want to mention this: whichever level you are in this business, don't stay there. Don't you be comfortable where you are. Are you a director? Don't you just stay there. Look ahead and ask, is there another step that I can put? Are you a world team? Don't you just be there. Always be asking, is there another step ahead that I can take? So I want to stop at that, and I really want to appreciate the chance given to tell my story this evening. And once again, everybody who escorted me from Kenya, I really want to appreciate you. And my friends in Uganda, my friend, our upcoming president team member, Muhumuza Justus, I really want to appreciate giving me a chance to say hi to this great team, and definitely my friend Joseph, who did the presentation. I want to stop at that, and may God bless you. In Kenya, we are counting votes. You know, we are counting votes in Kenya. We want to see who has won and who has done the other. Some people have literally stopped their lives. That is very dangerous. But life continues, and we are so peaceful in Kenya. Things are going on well, and we are trusting God. By the end of probably tonight or even tomorrow, we will have a new president. And there you are. So we will also probably invite you for the inauguration. God bless you, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
Wow, wow. Thank you very much, Mr. Isaac Ndungu, for sharing your wonderful story. And whenever I listen to your story, I get motivated. I promise myself that I will never stay where I am today. I want to take my next step toward the team member, because I want to go to Turkey next year. So thank you very much, Mr. Isaac Ndungu, for that wonderful story. So everyone on this call, thank to the person who shared with you this link to show you how you can get started and you work on your dreams. So without much I can say for you to succeed in this business, number one, you have dreams. So when you have dreams, number two, you must have a desire to change your life. Number three, you must believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one will believe in you. Number four, you have to decide to take action, because if you have dreams and you don't work to achieve them, then it remains dreams. So you have to take action by signing up, by asking the person who shared with you this link, who invited you. Keep in touch with that person to show you how you can register, and we work on our dreams. So I wish you, Mr. Isaac, I wish you a successful election.
Yes.